Have you ever had a moment in the kitchen where you're ready to make a delicious breakfast and you think, should I make pancakes or crepes? They seem so similar, both are deliciously soft, often served with sweet or savory toppings, and work wonders as a breakfast treat or even dessert. Yet, somehow, they're totally different experiences on the plate. One is fluffy and thick, while the other is delicate and thin. The more you look into it, the more you realize they're almost two sides of the same coin, each with unique textures, flavors, and even cultural backgrounds. Join me as we explore the differences, similarities, and origins of these two beloved breakfast foods. Let's start by defining what we're dealing with here. Pancakes and crepes are both types of griddle cakes, meaning they're made from batter that's poured and cooked on a flat surface, typically a skillet or griddle. But as similar as they seem, they follow different rules. Pancakes are generally thicker and fluffier, thanks to a leavening agent like baking powder or baking soda, which helps the batter rise and create that classic, airy texture. Crepes, on the other hand, are thin and delicate, without any leavening agents. This makes crepes flat and light, almost paper-thin, compared to pancakes. When you look at them side by side, the difference is pretty clear. One has a soft, pillowy appearance, while the other is smooth, thin, and often rolled or folded. In a basic pancake recipe, you'll typically see flour, eggs, milk, sugar, and baking powder or baking soda. This leavening agent is crucial for pancakes because it's what makes them rise. The batter is usually a bit thicker, which helps create those fluffy, airy stacks that pancakes are known for. Sugar also gives pancakes their slight sweetness, especially in American-style pancakes. With crepes, the ingredient list is even simpler. Crepes are usually made with flour, eggs, milk, and a little butter. There's no baking powder or baking soda, which is why crepes stay thin and flat instead of rising in the pan. You also often won't find sugar in the base recipe for crepes, which makes them highly versatile. Since they aren't sweetened by default, crepes can be filled with both sweet and savory ingredients. This is why you'll see crepes served with everything from Nutella and strawberries to ham and cheese. Now, let's talk about how these two are cooked. Pancakes are cooked on a medium-hot griddle or skillet, and you generally only need a light coating of butter or oil to prevent sticking. The batter is poured into small rounds, and you can tell they're ready to flip when bubbles start to form and pop on the surface. You'll usually only flip a pancake once, and you end up with that characteristic golden brown color on each side. Crepes require a slightly different technique. They're often cooked in a specialized crepe pan, which is usually a bit larger and perfectly flat. The batter is much thinner than pancake batter, so when it's poured onto the hot pan, you immediately swirl it around to create a large, even, paper-thin layer. Unlike pancakes, crepes cook almost instantly, and you only flip them when the underside is set. The goal is to keep them as thin and delicate as possible, with just a hint of browning for flavor. The difference in cooking methods brings out unique textures in each of these dishes. Pancakes are soft and fluffy, and the leavening agents make them rise, giving that light, airy texture that's ideal for stacking. Each bite feels substantial and satisfying, perfect for soaking up syrup or pairing with butter. Crepes, on the other hand, are all about delicacy. The thin batter creates a soft, almost lace-like texture that's tender and slightly chewy. This delicate texture allows crepes to fold or roll easily, which is why they're so often filled with different ingredients. Because there's no sugar in the batter, crepes have a more neutral, mild taste, making them versatile for both sweet and savory flavors. Their thin texture doesn't compete with the fillings, letting the toppings shine instead. Pancakes and crepes also come from different cultural traditions. Pancakes, in their many forms, have been around for centuries and are found in many cultures worldwide, from American-style pancakes to Japanese soufflé pancakes. The version most people know, however, is the classic American pancake stack, often topped with syrup and butter, which became popular in the United States in the 19th century. Crêpes have a distinctively French origin, hailing from the Brittany region of France. In Brittany, crêpes were originally made with buckwheat flour, which gave them a darker color and a slightly nutty flavor. Over time, white flour became more common, especially for sweet crêpes, but buckwheat is still used today, particularly in savory crêpes known as galettes. Crêpes have become a beloved staple across France and are now enjoyed worldwide, celebrated on February 2nd during La Chandeleur, or Crêpe Day. Pancakes are typically served in stacks, with one pancake layered on top of another. This stacking presentation makes them ideal for soaking up syrup and toppings like butter, fruit, or whipped cream. It's simple but iconic, and it's what many people imagine when they think of pancakes. Crêpes, in contrast, are usually served as individual rounds, either folded into quarters or rolled into tubes. This allows the filling to be neatly contained within each crêpe. Whether they're dusted with powdered sugar, drizzled with sauce, or garnished with fresh fruit or herbs, crêpes can have a more elegant, refined presentation, especially for desserts or savory dishes. When it comes to nutrition, crêpes and pancakes have their own profiles. Pancakes, due to the leavening agents and slightly thicker batter, tend to have more calories and carbs per serving, especially when stacked high. With added sugar and the use of toppings like syrup or whipped cream, they can become quite a treat. Crêpes, being thinner and more basic in terms of ingredients, generally contain fewer calories and less sugar. The thinness of the crêpe means you're usually eating less batter overall, which can make them a lighter option. Of course, it all depends on what you add on top or inside. Sweet fillings can make crêpes just as indulgent, but they do start off with a simpler nutritional profile. So, while crêpes and pancakes may share some basic ingredients and even similar preparation methods, they bring two distinct experiences to the breakfast table. Pancakes are all about that fluffy, comforting bite, while crêpes offer a more delicate, versatile way to enjoy endless flavor combinations. Whichever one you choose, both crêpes and pancakes have something unique to offer and bring a bit of joy to the start of your day. If you enjoyed this journey through time and tradition, make sure to hit that subscribe button and share this video with your friends.